What's going on, everybody? We're doing the Q&A thing today. We're going to answer some of them. We couldn't get all of them, but we're going to do this in parts. So we'll just, we'll keep on answering. We're not just going to stop. And I'm going to go first and answer a few, then Cody's going to go. And if I leave out something, he can speak up too. He's the one filming. So anyway, as far here was a question: was do we like standard or just extreme? Well, to be honest, I like them all. There's not a bully I don't like. But my favorite is extreme. I just love something about the big, the big overdone head, bone, just the hugeness and the intimidation of it when you go walking it somewhere. It just looks so big and massive, but then it wouldn't hurt a fly. I think that's just neat how it's so big and then it's so gentle. And but I don't like them real tall. I like them extreme, but not tall. And then my next would be pocket. I kind of like a mixture of extreme pocket, to be honest with you. That's kind of like what Mo Money is. I mean, his height will fall under the pocket, but yet his features are extreme. And Big Country's right at pocket, isn't he, Cody?
Yeah, he's really close. He's close.
And Too Fat is pocket. And he's not as extreme, but I love Too Fat to death. But if I had to pick, I'm gonna go with the extreme pocket, and that answers that. But there's no reason that I am, other than I just, that's what appeals to me the most. They're all awesome. And how do we thicken up? Let's see, that's Cody's. How do we turn the shed into a weapon room? Okay, all we did was we went and bought the shed. It was a killer deal. I forget the name of the place, but we bought the shed and they bring it out, set it up, and everything. And it's just a shell. And I mean, there's nothing else to it. You open the doors and that's it. And we went in and partitioned it off, divided it up, and made where we could have a weapon room on one side and a weapon room on the other side. Then we took and insulated it, which didn't take nothing, and put an air conditioner and a heater in it. And that's all there was to it. The part that doesn't work so great, it's a wood floor, and there is no flooring that I found that works good yet. We throw cedar chips down, and then we get them up to clean it. But as far as still, some of the pee soaks through the cedar chips and into the floor. There's just no way to get every bit of it out. And that would be the downside of it. And we've tried just about everything you can think of for a floor. I think if I had an unlimited budget, the ticket would be a tile floor, kind of like a shower or bathtub or something, where you can tile the bottom and then come up part of the way on the wall. That way it can't go in the crease where the walls meet the floor. But we don't have that done. We just have to clean it.
Clorox it, everything.
Clorox it, and when we get done cleaning it, we got a bottle of
that's in between litters.
Clorox in between litters, and we get it cleaned out real good, and we just go in and spray it and let it dry. Let Clorox dry on it. We don't even get it out. So that answers that one, I hope. And if I don't answer them, and y'all, you said, well, I need to know such and such, just hit me back and add on to it, and I'll do the best I can. And let's see here. How to pick blood to go with a money daughter. Okay. That's kind of easy because Mo Money's blood goes with so many different kinds of dogs and goes good with it. It really depends on what you're wanting. If you've got a Mo Money daughter and you're wanting to produce a pocket, well, you wouldn't go with an XL even if the blood goes great with him, because you're not going to get a pocket. You would go with a shorter dog that had that is what you want, and breed toward that. Or if you wanted an extreme, you would go with an extreme and breed toward that. And what you need to do, because there's no rule, just like in people, that a male or a female is going to throw their exact self. You'll get some characteristics of their exact self. You might get some of their daddy. You might get some of their granddaddy. You usually don't go back farther than three generations. So what we do is we look back 3 generations of the dog we're breeding. If we say we want to breed, we've got a female, but we've got a Big Country, and we're going to breed him to a female. And It's not one of our females. We've seen it, we liked it, we went and bought it. We're adding it to our kennel. And we'll research the blood before we even bought it, and we'll go back 3 generations and make sure we like the dogs in the top 3 generations. That way, if it throws the traits from its mama or its grandmama or granddaddy, we're still good with it. If it's got you may love the dog, but say its daddy is a big, tall XL, and it's a little pocket because its mama was a pocket. It may throw that XL, so you wouldn't want to go with that. You'd want to make sure that you liked both sides of it. And I hope I've answered that. I'm not that good at this, but we'll get better at it. And let's see, how to start your kennel. Okay.
We actually did a video going pretty in depth on that one. If you look it up.
Yeah, just look up the video. It's called How to Start Your Own Kennel. And I'll just throw one thing in. If you're getting into it for money, don't start it. But if you love these dogs to death and want to be with them and want to do it all the time and willing to make very little money the first few years, then it's your jump in. That's the main thing you need to decide. If you say, well, I love the dogs, but I also got to have the money, it's going to be several years before you get any money if you do it right. And let's see, how do we crop? Well, I'm not going to answer that one. I'll let Cody. What happens when you mix pocket and XL? Well, I kind of just covered that. You don't know what's going to happen. If say you've got a pocket female, and her dad's a pocket, and her mom's a pocket, and her granddad's a pocket, and her grandmom's a pocket, and then you've got an XL male, but say his great-granddaddy was a pocket, but they bred all XLs, well, then that XL may throw that pocket version. And so then you would still get a pocket, or he may throw XL. That's why I say you want to go back 3 generations on each side and see what he's got. And now, if you take an XL and all 3 generations behind him are XL, and all 3 behind the pocket are pocket, you're going to get some pockets and some XL.
Yeah, don't necessarily think, okay, if I'm going to bring a pocket to an XL, I'm going to get a standard. Because it doesn't work like that.
No, you'll get more pockets and more XLs, or standards, whatever you're using.
Yeah, whatever you're blending, it's not like you're going to get a half and half mixture.
Yeah, they don't take half a chromosome and go to the other half and take an average.
You might get one puppy that is somewhere in the middle. You got to get some that's more XL, some that's more pocket. It's going to be all over the place. I wouldn't recommend blending 2 different styles of bullies because it's just too unpredictable. Yeah. They come from different lines, and it's really hard to predict what you're going to get.
Yeah, I agree, and I couldn't agree more. And I think that is it for me. So what we're going to do now is swap, and I'm going to get the camera, and I appreciate it. I appreciate y'all writing in and asking us, and just keep on bringing them, and we'll keep on answering them as best we can, and we're not the authority, but we'll do all we can do. Thanks a lot, and God bless.
Hey, what's up, everybody? We're here answering some questions. Dad just went and answered his, and I know I sound a little funny today. I've got kind of a sinus infection. But I'm doing my best to answer these questions for y'all. And we got more than just these questions. We got like 60-some, and we couldn't answer all of them. So we just picked the ones that answered a broader spectrum. Like if a couple people asked the same things, we went with those. And we'll try and get back through and answer some more soon. But here we go. The first question I got was, how do you thicken up a pup? Like I think the guy said 16-week-old pup. A lot of that's going to be hard to do because 16 weeks is right in the middle of the lanky stage. When it's just the worst it's going to look throughout its whole life. The main thing you want to do is don't restrict its meals to, I'm going to feed it this many cups, this many times a day. You want to let the pup eat as much as it wants to eat, and it's not going to get overweight or anything like that. It's a lot easier to correct an overweight dog than an underweight. So let it eat until you feel like it's overweight, but you probably are never, I don't think I've ever seen a pup really get overweight. So just let it eat, and if it likes Bully Max sprinkled on its food, I'd go with some of that. If not, what I like to do for a puppy that young, until it's, at least probably 6 months old or so, it doesn't hurt to throw in a can of like wet food. Doesn't really matter the brand, just something to get its appetite going and all. Don't do gravy because it'll get diarrhea and that's kind of counterproductive. But just stuff like that, keeping it eating, keeping its calorie intake high while it's growing up, because it's going to be growing up a lot more than it grows wide until it's about 8 months old. Next question would be, I'm just going to kind of roll on through them here. Can you give Bully Max to other dogs other than a bully, like a pit bull, or it doesn't matter really. A Bully Max is a vitamin. That's like saying, can I take vitamin B12 if I'm black or white or Asian or whatever. It doesn't matter. A vitamin's a vitamin, a dog's a dog. You could give it to a Chihuahua if it needed some extra nutrients in its diet. It'd be good for it. The guy that manages our website and does a lot with Bully Max, Todd, he gives it to his Yorkie. And it does great on that. So, yeah, it's a really good product. It's not just for throwing a lot of muscle on a dog. A lot of people think it's just this, steroid-like thing. It's really just a really good vitamin supplement. It's good for their skin, good for their digestive system, good for just all-around joints. And it's made with bullies in mind to focus on a lot of the areas they fall short. Like bullies have bad coats, joint problems sometimes, and it's made to help that out too. And then next one's kind of based on Bully Max 2. What's the difference in Bully Max and Gorilla Max? Well, there's a few different Bully Max products. Like Bully Max is the original one, the little pills, is the basic one where it's just a lot. It's vitamins. It's good for your dog. It helps add some size to it too because it takes off a lot of the stresses and areas where it's fallen short in its diet, and it's going to help it have a more complete diet and gain muscle too. But it's really just a great supplement. Gorilla Max has got a lot more protein in it. I wouldn't do Gorilla Max with a dog that's not getting a good bit of activity. Or like we have Ace, our oldest dog here. We don't breed. We found out that he was having trouble digesting protein. He'd been losing some weight and stuff, and Gorilla Max was great for him because it got a lot of extra protein in his diet. But protein, high protein foods and stuff like that, it's harder on bullies. So you want to make sure that if it's going to use that extra protein. You don't want to just throw a lot of protein at it and think it's going to build muscle, because unless it's exercising a lot, or it has eating a really low protein dog food, or like Ace has a protein deficiency, then you want to be careful throwing that much protein in. So really my favorite Bully Max is the powder, it's called Total Health now, which is basically a powdered form of the original Bully Max with some extra joint supplements and skin products in it. Quick one here is my brother's YouTube channel, Chase Blackburn Fitness is the channel. He's kind of slow on getting his videos up, but I told him the other day I was going to start helping him with it. So he'll be getting some more up. We're going to try and do 3 a week, just kind of basically showing how me and Dad got in shape. He helped us with it, and so check that out, subscribe to him, and he'll have a lot more videos coming now. Next up, how do we crop ears? For a while there, we had vets do it. It was incredibly expensive, and to be honest, they done the worst job of anyone I've ever seen. Dogs would come back with blood all over them, ears being so tall, exactly how I said not to cut them. And when you're doing a whole litter, it's impractical. You can't have pay $500 a puppy for its ears to be done. So I started using other people other than vets. They didn't do it how I wanted it to be done. The cut might be shorter, or however I want to get styled, but the dog would not be treated the way I was hoping for it to. Like, they would use something in the ears other than like dissolvable stitches, which is what needs to be used. Not put the dog to sleep enough, put it to sleep too much. You worry one might die. They just throw a bunch of medicine at it.
So a lot of them would use fishing wire.
Yeah, fishing wire in the ears.
Infected.
And it would just get infected. You couldn't cut it out. It was as painful removing the stitches as getting the ears done. Mm-hmm. So I thought, I'm going to figure out how to do it. And so I've done a lot of research on it, kind of jumped in head first, and taught myself how to cut ears. And I do a whole lot of them now for not just us, but all of our litters, customers, a lot of people in this area. And so if you need ears done, you want them done right, you can call me. I make sure they're asleep. I use good quality stitches. All my products are human grade, so we just started doing it that way. We don't really like posting a lot on YouTube or advertising a lot, just because it's a little bit of a procedure. But we really want to make sure that it's done the absolute best way for the dogs. And on something like that, I just felt like I was the only person I could trust.
He's even cut them for some vets.
Yeah,